Krai is getting closer by the second. I can smell it almost. We're actually, as I'm recording this, we're actually going to be the live stream this Friday. So we're going to see even more stuff when it comes to Krai. And honestly, I can't wait. I really can't wait. This is the most anticipation I've had for Genshin in a long time. Years, honestly. I think the last time I was this excited to see what was coming in Genshin might have been either Sumeru or Inazuma when those were coming. They're promising to deliver a lot when it comes to Krai. And they have shot my expectations through the roof. So actually to the point where I just want to talk about all the different things I'm expecting, because I'm curious. I want to see how much things are actually going to deliver on, right? My expectations might be a little bit too high, but listen, I'm telling you right now, I'm not bringing them back down. They staying high, and I want to see what they deliver with. Because it's been a long time coming, guys. It's been a long time coming. Now, to start off, there's the characters, right? Now, a lot of us, or most of us, maybe even all of us, have seen the Krai teaser where they showed all the different characters. And I'm excited for almost every single one of them. Not every single one of them, but most of them, which is kind of uncommon because normally when a region comes, only a few characters and I'm like, okay, I like those characters and I'll go for them. But this time around, a lot of them are coming with it. What I'm going to try and do myself is I'm going to try and just focus on a single path. Because right off the top, I want Varka, I want Alice, I want Nefer, I want Columbina. So I want all these different characters, right? Hey, might even throw Dern in there. I'm going to get Flynn's, you know, because I got a Nefer right here. Like, so it's more so who don't I want at this point, you know? Unless I plan on wailing like crazy, I'm going to have to slow down when it comes to who I want. Maybe, because right now I'd say Columbina and Varka and Alice, those three are top priority. If I have to miss out on anybody else because of that, then so be it. And that's what I'm going to kind of stick with. A lot of people are going to have to kind of do that too, because when you're free to play or low spender, you can't get them all. So you're going to have to pick and choose, like at least 2 or 3 that are your concrete ones, and then who you're going to sacrifice for that. I mean, in terms of like the actual gameplay and the meta, like I'm expecting some original kits, because these are the heavy hitters here, right? With Alice, I don't want just Cleave 2.0, right? We're gonna need something big. We're gonna need explosions. I want to see lunar melt or something like that, something crazy. I know how like Zhongli had his special like petrification just for him, and no other character can do it. I want to see some of that kind of stuff, that kind of special aesthetics, special mechanics, things like that. I want Dern to come with Shangling power creep. You know, I want to see some of that. You know, I don't know. I don't even know what Columbina can do. Maybe, I mean, we have plenty of off-field Hydra applicators, but hey, give us another one that buffs EM and HP or something. Sure, do it up. Thanks. I want to see these new characters not only be strong in their own right, but also being able to retroactively buff a lot of the older characters. Because Fontaine came and we got stronger characters, right? That's when power creep really started to kind of show its fangs in this game, right? And then Natlan came and characters stepped it up even more. And it was just huge power creep, where we had Moika come in and just knocking heads and going crazy, making everybody else seem like they hitting like noodles, you know? I want to see some of these older characters, because Genshin is a game that's really steeped in like promoting just playing your favorite characters and people getting attached to certain characters. So I want to see maybe a support or something like that, a support or DPS that either takes advantage of old supports or brings up old DPSs. Like let's say something that someone just makes riding crazy, you know, things like that. I want to see that in terms of the meta when it comes to Krai. But enough of the characters. My main thing that I want to see from Krai is very dependent on the story. The story is what has gotten me excited more than anything. Genshin has been a game that has really beat around the bush when it comes to the overall plot of the game and the deep lore of the world, right? They've been around the bush, they've slow fed us in like world quests and stuff, and When it comes to the story of the Archon quest, they're very secluded within the nation. I want some overall plot progression. What I want some more specific things. What's going on with Conria? I want to know about the moons. I want to know about the fake sky. I want to know all these different types of things, and I want questions starting to be answered. I don't mind additional questions being thrown on, to leave a lot of the meat and potatoes for Snezhnaya and after Snezhnaya. I'm okay with that, with some more questions, but I want that clear path towards the end. I want a very prevalent and concrete villain of the arc, right? Because a lot of people didn't like Natlin as much as they wanted to. Natlin was okay. I feel like people are kind of overblowing, like people are very one extreme or the next. I don't think Natlin was that bad, but I think that it was missing something, right? But people are very extreme, so they'll say Natlin was trash or something like that, just because it wasn't absolute wonderful peak, better than Fontaine. But I think one of the reasons why Natlin didn't hit that well, in my opinion, was the antagonistic force, right? I mean, it was just the Abyss, right? Now, the Abyss has always been a thing in this game throughout, but mainly when we talk about the Abyss, we would talk about the Abyss Order, not just the Abyss period, in terms of an antagonistic force. After everything, like, it wasn't some big mastermind behind it or anything like that. It was just the force of the Abyss, and then just some bigger monster within the Abyss that was taking the form of, the Pyro Dragon and such. Because of the lack of presence that antagonists had, I do think it just kind of made the ending kind of anticlimactic, because we didn't really care about the villain whatsoever. But when you look at something like Sumeru, right, where we had Dottore and Scaramouche as antagonistic forces along with the Academia and what they were doing to Nahida, though that was very enticing. We wanted to beat them up and get revenge. We knew who we were mad at, we knew who we needed to defeat, things like that. And that really helped push the Sumeru story. I'm really going on too deep into what the antagonist force of other arcs. What I'm trying to say is, what I want in Krai, I want to have that strong antagonistic force. I want Dottore or Piero causing a ruckus, and that's who we're focusing on. That's who we got to go against, right? For some reason, I don't think that Columbina is really going to be an antagonistic force. I think she's going to be the Archon type role within Krai. But yeah, I want to see that. I want to see a strong antagonistic force, and not just a random antagonistic force. I want to see a overall plot relevant antagonistic force, right? Like the Dottore, someone who we've known of, or someone who's very important, maybe could be a sinner, something like that. That would be kind of, that could be a thing right there. Since they hyped it up when it came to that dev talk that they had, where they said that they understand that they've been kind of holding back and kind of not progressing the plot as much as they should have. They've been taking it too slow, things like that. I took it to heart, and I'm really hoping that they really just deliver, knock it out of the park when it comes to that. And I'm also curious too, because they did, right before the Krai stuff came, they did introduce us to the Shades. I want to tackle that too. I want to see the Shades. I want to see what's going on with Asmodee, or at least have a clue of where she is, right? If she's connected to Paimon, things like that. I'm expecting a whole lot from Krai. In order for it to deliver that much, we're going to need some Enforius level, HSR Enforius level stories. I don't mean 7 to 8 hour stories. I mean significant Archon quests every single patch, all the way until 7.0. But yeah, I did tell you guys, my expectations might be too high, but I think it's time. They can deliver. They've done so much setup that they can deliver gigantic story revelations at this point, from now all the way until the game is done. They've set up that much. They've done that much world building. They have that many moving pieces, and they can create even more to be able to deliver on that level. And I want to see it. I want to see that happen. But yeah, I mean, I can go on all day of different things I want to see in that one. I don't want to solidify my expectations too much in terms of specific story elements. But, you know, the wheels are turning, and I do have some expectations. So I do want to see. But I am curious. I am curious to see what's going to happen, and I am curious to see what you guys think too. What kind of expectations do you have for Not Cry? What do you want to see happening? What characters do you want to see involved? Who do you want to be the villain? Things like that. Definitely comment that down below. I'm interested in people's thoughts. I want to see some discussion. Take part in discussion. Definitely let me know. Like the video if you like the content I'm giving. Of course, subscribe to the channel so you can get more content like this. With that here, let you know.